going to become banelings pretty soon, morphed into banelings. Anyway, the Zerg is, right now, he's exercising map control very well. He's got roaches camping out this Zelniq watchtower, Mutalisks flying all over the place, dominating the skies. This Zelniq watchtower here is surrounded by creep. That should tell you enough. That should tell you all you need to know about that, who's controlling that. And, like I said, these Zerglings are being morphed into banelings. More because I just don't see any use for them right now. So, here come these Mutalisks. Bunkers cannot attack those Mutalisks because they're shelled up with Marauders, not Marines. Fair number of Marines, but I honestly can't see them taking out those Mutalisks. Especially backed up by roaches. Where are those Mutalisks? Okay. So, 22 Mutalisks versus how many Marines? 22 Marines. Yeah, Mutalisks should win that no problem, even with medevac support. Anyway, here come the Marines. Stimmed. Take out one Mutalisk, almost take out in a second. But 3 more. Where 1 dies, 3 more come to take his place. If you look at the map, Zerg has 1, 2, 3, about to mine from a 3rd location. 4 locations. One's pretty much out, his original one. He's about to get a high yield one. So he's mining from 3 right now, he's about to get 4. Terran, I think his original one's about out. Yeah, his original one's about out. And he's mining from 1. 6 minutes left in the game, I can't see Terran turning this around. So, alright, well, let's see how the Terran does. I want to see how he lasts 6 minutes against this. There's no way. 189 versus 155. Yeah, Zerg should be able to win this pretty easily. I'm assuming what's going to happen right now is... I guess the Zerg's getting ready to launch his attack that should be able to wipe out the Terran here. These Banelings probably going to roll on in. Who the hell came up with the idea to let Banelings roll around on that acid? I don't even see how that works. You know, it's idiotic. You touch those things with your pinky and it blows up, but it can roll around on it just fine. That makes sense. Seriously, it's just so I don't know. I hate them. I hate Zerg. I'm so sad that Zerg's gonna win this one. More Mutalisks. How many does he have now? He's got 27. Yeah, I don't do math on Labor Day weekend. Anyway. On Labor Day, I should say, since it is Labor Day after all. Although not for much longer. Anyway. Hellions are moving out. I'd assume they'd be fodder. They're just going to be fodder for the Banelings, if you can find the Banelings. But here come the Mutalisks and the Roaches. Mutalisks got taken down. But Banelings, if these Banelings are played, if Zerg plays this smart, there's no way that these Banelings, that he can lose this one, because the Banelings are really going to be the major factor here. I noticed he has Burrow on the Banelings. Why don't you just, if he's so worried about the Terran catching him out of position, why didn't he just Burrow the Banelings? Alright, here comes the Zerg. Oh, here comes all the Banelings. Good positioning on the Marines, but the tanks are really caught out of place. It worked out just fine. Zerg lost quite a lot of army, but he's got so many bases it doesn't really matter to him. He's mining out of 5 now. It doesn't really matter to him. He lost a good bit of army there. Mostly because the Marines were in a great position there, and his Banelings all got killed. But Terran shouldn't last much longer. You can see 3 minutes left. Gonna catch these cocoons, though. Managed to kill these cocoons. Overlords being taken down. A queen being taken down. Some Mutalisks. Okay, this is shocking play from the Zerg. I don't know what he's doing. He's sending in units 1 at a time rather than building up. Letting 1 or 2 bases get taken down and just building up. Building up. Instead, he's sending 1 unit at a time as if that's going to do anything. More Overlords getting taken down. I think taking down these Overlords is going to help a lot. Might even supply lock. No, he is too small of an army to get supply locked. Mutalisk moved out. I think that's a bit of a last-ditch attempt. That was poor play from the Zerg. He had that. Wow. I'm going to be shocked if he loses this. So, hatchery taken down. So, 2 hatcheries have been taken down. And let's see, he's still mining out of 3. Still has a very small little excuse to lose this. All his Mutalisks have been taken down. He sent like 8 Mutalisks into an army of like 20 Marines and bunch of medevacs. How many medevacs is that? 8 medevacs, expecting to win that. Wow. All these overlords getting taken down. I don't know why he's just sacrificing these overlords. This is awful play. Absolutely awful. Third base probably going to get taken down here. I can't see Zerg defending it. And he'll be mining at 2 bases. Meanwhile, the Terran has set up an expansion at the high-yield minerals. Although his expansion, his natural one's about done, so he'll be mining out of 1 pretty soon. Zerg's going to be mining out of 2, or 1 in a second, because this one's going to get taken down. Jeez. Alright, I'll recap when this game is done in 13 seconds, I'll recap what happened. Why the Zerg lost that. Alright, he calls GG and leaves. Alright there, 13 seconds up. What happened there was a major battle right outside Terran's high-yield minerals, where the Marines had this choke point covered, and the tanks were in a pretty good position blasting away at some banelings. The tanks were a bit out of position, I guess, because they got taken out by the Mutalisks, but while the Mutalisks were taking out the tanks, the Marines completely just wiped them out. The banelings never got even close to the Marines because of that choke point and because of the tanks. And honestly, even with that taken down, he still had over 100 food after that battle. And instead of actually building up an army, he chose to send units in one at a time, Mutalisks and Zerglings in one at a time, to try to kill Terran units, which was stupid, because he should have just let a couple bases go down. And then, after that, he could build up an army while he was buying his time to letting a couple bases go down. And honestly, this is not a case of Terran Imba. I'm sorry to break it to you guys, but this was just awful play from the Zerg. Just all around awful. The last, 3-4 minutes of the game, he made every possible mistake he could have made. In some cases, I might be inclined to agree with you guys about Terran Imba, even though they deserve to be Imba because they're really cool. But this is not one of those cases. I'm sorry, guys. So, Whiners, stay out. This was just an awful play from the Zerg. He just ran out of ideas. He didn't know idea how to end that. And like I said, right before that major battle, if he had burrowed his banelings, sent them over, I mean, the Terran didn't have a detector. He didn't have a Raven up in the air. He didn't have turrets on the ground. So his only detector was a scanner sweep, which he would only be able to do if he were map hacking. Yet he would have no idea where the banelings would be. So in that last battle, if he just burrowed the banelings, sent them over to where the Marines were, and then unburrowed them right under the Marines, it would have been good game easy. And the roaches and the Mutalisks could have mopped up whatever was left. You know, the tanks, tanks first, then whatever Marines would be left. Just awful play from the Zerg. Every mistake in the book he could have possibly made, he made in the last 3 minutes to lose this, losing 4 bases to 1, or 5 bases to 1. Awful. Anyway, I don't know what happened there. I guess maybe he lost his composure, because the Zerg proved throughout the entirety of the game that he's not a bad player. That was just some awful play from him in the last couple minutes. I guess he just lost his composure or something. Anyway, this is, hope you enjoyed this game. This is KawaiiRice signing off.